Hello, Abnormal Investigations. I've got another encounter for you. This is going to be another Sasquatch encounter. I've been enjoying these. I hope you all enjoy the Sasquatch encounters. This gentleman was working out in the middle of the woods and had an encounter, and he believes that he was very lucky that he was able to survive it, and he believes the Sasquatch actually let him go. So let me know what you think. I am trying my best to remember when this occurred, between 2003 or 2004. I had been working for a gravel company off and on for about 1 to 2 years. My second year, I was promoted from working underneath a rock crusher, shoveling gravel and keeping the belts clear for the rock crusher machine. It was the dirtiest job, but built character and humbled me deeply. The following year, 2004, around late summer of early fall, my boss had obtained a job up in the mountains on my res. We were crushing rock and layering it over the back roads for logging trucks. Timber being one of the main money makers for my tribe aside from the Indian Casino, aka Legends Casino. But back at the job, we started in Old Maids Canyon. I had my shovel ready, but my boss told me to come with him and set the shovel down. I had been promoted to roller operator. Not only was I not working on the dirtiest job I had ever worked, but my boss gave me a $2 raise for running the roller. It took me about a week to feel comfortable operating it on my own. I was on my own by 2 days, but I stuck close to the rock crusher and trucks to get more familiar with the roller. About 3 weeks into this job, I had rolled ahead so far from the crushing site, I rarely and barely could see the trucks. Meaning I was further into the mountains on my own. I had a CD Walkman to listen to and music and drawn out to the very loud roller. Deep into Old Maids Canyon, a truck had passed me and dumped the gravel, and a backhoe came in and leveled it out, and now it was my turn to pack it down with the roller. The vibration was turned on, and I put the roller into gear and moved forward. The truck and the backhoe were gone. With my headphones on, and treating this like any other day of work. I was at least 5, maybe 6 miles away from the crush site. The roller runs slow regardless, so I can't necessarily kick the trucker into fifth and run out of there in a hurry. I was in an area where the canyon and the tree line were butted up against the road. I was rolling. The wind had picked up, and it blew in my direction. I had picked up the stench of something that smelled like rotted meat and 7-year-old body odor. It literally made me want to vomit, and the smell was so bad. I figured maybe a deer or an elk was nearby that had died. I looked all around me and realized just how enclosed I was in this canyon. And the trees started to surround me. To the left was a cliffside slightly hidden by the tall tamarack trees, but I could see rock from the cliffside through the trees. I took my headphones off, pulled the roller over, and shut it off. The smell had become so strong I knew it had to be pretty close to the dead animal, or whatever was near the road. I heard rocks falling from the cliffs to the left of me. As I looked over there, since it did catch my attention, I also heard some grunting that was deep and muffled, like someone or something was trying to remain quiet, running up a hill up the cliffs. I gazed through the trees, and the wind picked up again, blowing the stench again toward me. I realized if I can smell this thing, then it definitely smelled me, since I could hear something struggling to climb the cliffside. Through the branches, I caught sight of a patch of fur. The fur, like I had never seen before in my entire life. The fur and the body was attached to was orange-brown in color, and it glistened in the sunlight, and it covered a very muscular back. People have told me probably just saw a bear. My stepdad, whom landed this job for me and drove a truck for this company, even said he thought it may be a bear. But I know what I saw after spending years on my res. I had heard stories of old Speely, a Bigfoot which had been spotted on many of my reservations around. This thing grunted and whooped once it reached the top. I saw a good portion of it, and to my amazement and anxiety it looked like an ape, a bipedal ape, a large one. The face had some fur over it, and even though its coat was covered, its body was orange and brown. It had the snout of a coyote, almost dog-like. It was like if Bigfoot and a dogman were to have spliced their genes and created an animal of their image. It would have looked like this. The body of Bigfoot, it had to have been 8 to 9 foot tall. Its eyes were sharp yellow color and almost glowed, even though it had an undertone in the daylight. It ran away and out of sight. What happened was literally a few minutes had a huge impact on me. Realize I'm alone and miles away from the people in the crusher. I put the roller in reverse and backed the thing up and started my way back down the crushing site. The smell was gone. Everything seemed to return to as it was before. I might add, before it happened, I didn't realize no birds or anything were around. They usually would fly past me and chirp along the trees into the nest. I noticed it was happening, not all. I believed what I saw. I tried to tell my coworkers and now my ex-stepdad. I never ventured far from the trucks after that. I ended up alone. My stepdad left me with a pistol to keep on me, just in case I came across, he said, a bear again. I think the reason people didn't want to believe me was because they didn't want to put the fear into anyone else on the site, because many people had quit because they had seen something that they had called the Bigfoot. They had lost many workers due to this creature. Guys, this one got me excited. Remember me telling everybody that when I spoke to the shaman, they said the Bigfoot, the werewolves, or the dogmen, as the white people call them, they said, are the same thing. What does this make you think? Just let me know in the comments. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just reading you a report that came from a native from a reservation. Let me know what you think.